brand new launch. It's amazing. I will not survive. Hey curl friends, welcome back to the Frizzandfrillzz channel. My name is Chloe. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of my curly tutorials, reviews, and tips. Today we're going to be going over 5 key tips to keep your curls nice and healthy during the dry winter. With that, today's video is sponsored by none other than our faves over at Curlsmith. They've been a tried and true brand of mine, and today's first tip goes hand in hand with their brand new launch of their Essential Moisture shampoo and conditioner. So the first tip for healthy hair during the winter months is making sure that you start out with a really good, solid wash routine. That's washing, that's conditioning, that's the whole shebang. All right, so with this Essential Moisture line from Curlsmith, this product line, oh my God, it's literally what we've been wanting from Curlsmith for years and years, which is what you use on the regular basis from whether you wash once every 2 days, once every 7 days, whatever it may be. You need that solid routine that you go back to time and time again. You shouldn't be changing every single wash, but you also shouldn't be using the same thing every single wash. And we'll go into that a little bit more later in the video. So when we're talking about a really good moisturizing shampoo for these winter months, our curls get so dry. I don't know about you, but my curls are extremely porous. They're extremely thick, which means they're also extremely thirsty. Okay, and so what I like about this new Essential Moisture cleanser is that they're not using really harsh surfactants. Everything's really naturally derived, which is something that Curlsmith does throughout all their lines. And so what I'm loving about this is it has a really intense lather, which you normally would think of with something that has a really high surfactant. And so a lot of curly products, and with Curlsmith's co-wash, has no bubbles, no suds whatsoever. But this one, it suds up so much and I love it. I love that clean feeling, yet when you rinse, somehow yet you also feel moisturized. It's amazing. And once you have your tried and true shampoo, you need to move over to your conditioner. I also do recommend doing a deep conditioner, which we'll talk a little bit more about later, but you need still a good tried and true conditioner because everybody's curls should not be deep conditioning every single wash. It's probably gonna be too much, it's probably gonna be too heavy for a majority of people's curls. Even though I do have thick curls, I only deep condition at max once a week. If I washed 3 times a week, I would not be deep conditioning every single time. So you need that really good conditioner. What I'm loving about this new one from their Essential Moisture line is that it really does pack a punch on the moisture levels because it's using key ingredients like avocado oil, some coconut oil, rosemary, which has also been known to be really fantastic for hair growth. And you know what? Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure this also has sunflower seed oil, as well as aloe vera, which is also extremely hydrating. Another key ingredient, which I noticed that they didn't put on the front, but this is one of my favorite butters technically. It falls in that oil butter category, is shea butter. I find that my hair loves products that have shea butter as a main ingredient. And shea butter is on here as the 6th ingredient on the second line, which I love to see. Number 2 key tip for keeping healthy curls during the winter is clarifying. When it's winter, a lot of times we are using heavier products on our hair. So that means we're using heavier oils and butters and things like that. And so while those are really great for our hair and our curls love them, we also still need to be doing deep cleanses in between using our regular cleansers and conditioners. And so Curlsmith also has one of my favorite, and I've talked about this for years, pretty much since they launched this, and that's their wash and scrub. The wash and scrub is absolutely my all-time favorite. I have had scalp issues for a very long time, pretty much all my life, and this stuff is something that I feel like if I run out of it, I will not survive. Wash and Scrub is a tried and true. What I love about it too is that it's very gentle. Any of their products are always very gentle. And so I don't feel like I have these like sand grains in my scalp that I won't be able to get rid of or rinse out because I also have high density. So when I'm using this, those little scrubbies that they have in there are actually going to just disintegrate while you're washing your hair, which is super helpful for any of you who have high density. You totally get me. I can't stand any of the ones that the beads don't disintegrate. It drives me crazy. Tip number 3, we sometimes need a deep conditioner. Normally during the winter, more often than not, okay? Now, depending on how often you wash your curls, how fine or thick your curls are, is gonna depend very much so on how often you need to do a deep conditioner. I personally like to wash my hair about once a week on average, and so I will deep condition anywhere between 2 to 4 times a month, depending on just what my curls are telling me, what they need. And that deep conditioner will also depend on what my curls are really needing at the moment. Now, I absolutely need and love one that is moisture specifically rich. Normally, my curls don't love the ones that have a super intense amount of protein. While those can be great, it's just something I've learned about my own curls. I think it has a lot to do with how high porosity they are. They're just very sensitive. So one of my favorites this time of year, because it is so moisture rich, is also from the same moisture line from Curlsmith. Anything that has that orange label on that, that's what you're gonna know is the moisture rich portion of their line. So this is called their Double Cream Deep Quencher. I adore this stuff. And when I tell you that this is thick, it is so thick and it is so moisturizing, you're gonna love it. This is the one where I know if my hair needs that really intense drink of moisture and good oils and emollient rich type ingredients, this is the one I reach for. And remember I said that my hair is pretty sensitive to protein, so I don't like to use too much? Well, tip number 4 and tip number 5 are gonna go together with the product that I'm gonna recommend here. Because I like a little bit of protein added into my routine to counteract a little bit of that moisture, because we need a little bit of both, but our curls don't always want the same amount of each, okay? And they don't always want a lot of protein, because if you sometimes have a lot of protein and an overabundance of protein, then your curls will sometimes start to fall a little bit and they'll become a little bit more stringy, just not as lively and bouncy as you want them, which is why it's really important to make sure you're incorporating as much moisture a lot of times as you can. But when you want that little bit of protein, this is the product that I have been loving. And this came out, I think this was this past spring from Curlsmith. It's called their Miracle Shield. And so actually I used this today. I used a majority of these products in my wash day today. And so this Miracle Shield, you're gonna use this right at the beginning of your styling routine. And this is not only going to add a little bit of protein, hence the purple. Anything that has the purple label on their products, you're gonna know contains protein. And so with this, I started out at the beginning of my styling routine, pumping that on to give me not only that little bit of protein, but it also acts as a heat protectant and an environmental protectant. And so this is really phenomenal, not only during winter, but also year round, because it helps with UV protection, it helps with the heat protection. If you're a person who diffuses, as you know, I am a very, very big fan of diffusing my curls. I cannot go around, especially during the winter, without diffusing them. Otherwise, I'm gonna have icicles on my curls. If you know, you know. Comment below if you understand what I'm saying. So if you're gonna diffuse, I would highly recommend adding this into your routine so that you have that heat protectant, because all heat protectants are not necessarily the best for curls. So it's really nice to have one that is not only made for curls, but it's also got some protein in there. It also helps with UV. Literally, it's just like this triple whammy type product that I have genuinely grown to love over this past year. And with that said, that is today's video. I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about what you should be doing for your curls this winter. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of my curly tutorials. And Curlsmith gave you a discount code, so I'm adding that right here as well as down below in the description. And until next time, curl friends, I'll see you then. Bye.